Uniform circular motion. Now, what is uniform circular motion? When a particle moves with a constant speed in a circular path, mind you, it is constant speed, not constant velocity. When a particle moves with constant speed in a circular path, we say it is uniform circular motion. Now, why did I say constant speed? Now, look into this figure, children. A body is moving in a circular path. This is the radius. At every point, the velocity direction is tangential to the path. What do you mean by tangential? Tangential means the angle between radius and the direction of velocity is 90 degrees. Now, when this particle comes over here, the body is moving in a circular path. When this particle comes at the point B, this is my radius. Again, velocity is tangential. When it comes to the C, again, velocity is tangential. And when it comes to D or any other point, velocity is tangential. So at any point, the direction of motion is along the tangent drawn at that point of the circle. What does the word tangent means? Angle between radius and that particular tangent should be 90 degrees. Now, what does velocity is a vector quantity, right? It carries with it a magnitude and a direction also. It carries with it a magnitude and direction. Magnitude remains the same because it is uniform circular motion, UCM. UCM stands for uniform circular motion. This magnitude is actually the speed. It is constant. It will not change. But what is changing in velocity is the direction. The direction changes. Now, velocity is comprised of two parts, magnitude and direction. If any one changes, then the velocity will change. Here, the direction of velocity changes. So, what happens? Velocity changes. And when there is a change in velocity, there will be an acceleration. So, look here, children. The velocity of the particle in circular motion is variable. Why? Because the direction of V changes. The direction of V changes. And since velocity is changing, we can say it is accelerated motion. This is the difference between uniform linear motion and uniform circular motion. What is the difference? In uniform linear motion, children, the speed and velocity is constant. Direction does not change. So acceleration is zero. But in uniform circular motion, the speed remains same. Direction of V changes. So what happens? Velocity is variable. So it is accelerated motion. Remember, uniform linear motion is unaccelerated, but uniform circular motion is accelerated. Now the question comes, if this is an accelerated motion, there should be a force acting. Force is mass into acceleration. Yes, there should be a force acting in uniform circular motion. And that force is known as centripetal force. Now children, force is mass into acceleration. If there is an acceleration, there should be a force. Now this centripetal force, the motion in circular path is possible only under the influence of this centripetal force. Without this centripetal force, you can never have circular motion. And this force is always directed towards the center of the circle at each point on its path. There are 4 examples given in your book. Let us take the first example of an atom. In an atom, you have the nucleus. What is present in the nucleus? Neutrons and protons. And the electrons are moving. There is a force of attraction between the proton and the electron. Wherever the electron moves, there will be a force of attraction. This electrostatic force of attraction acts towards the center of the circular path, giving the necessary centripetal force. Otherwise, the electron wouldn't have moved around the nucleus. In an atom, the electron moves around the nucleus in a circular path. Now, who is giving this centripetal force towards the center? It is the electrostatic force of attraction between the electron and the proton, which is positively charged. There is a force of attraction between the electron and the proton, which will give you the centripetal force. Now take the second example, a planet moving round the sun. What is it? You have the sun and the planet is moving. This is your planet. There is a gravitational force acting towards the center of the circular path, towards the sun, giving the centripetal force. I told you in circular motion, there must be a centripetal force for its motion. Here the gravitational force provides the necessary centripetal force. Again, when moon moves round the earth, it is the attractive force of the earth on the moon, the gravitational force which gives a centripetal force. Now suppose you have a stone tied to a string. You have a stone tied to a string and this moves in a circular path. This is the stone. There is a tension acting in the string, children, which acts towards the center, providing the necessary centripetal force. The tension in the string holding the stone provides the centripetal force. So remember, for uniform circular motion, you need a centripetal force. Now very often you have come across the term centrifugal force. Actually, children, this centrifugal force is an imaginary force. It does not exist. Now let us look into the diagram given in your textbook. Centrifugal force. To understand centrifugal force, children, let us imagine this is a merry-go-round. This is a merry-go-round, right? And it is stationary. Now you have a man M standing over here and a man A standing over here. Now the merry-go-round is stationary. Here there is a ball attached to a string. Both the men will see the string as loose and the ball over here. The ball is seen stationary. The merry-go-round is first at rest and the string will be loose. Now, the platform starts rotating. As soon as it starts rotating, what happens, children? In the string, there is a tension and the tension makes the string tight. Now, is rotating and the ball moves along this path. Man M sees the ball P moving in the circular path. And what will the man A see? First, when the ball is here, the man will see it here. The man is on the merry-go-round. So man rotates and comes over here. He sees the ball here. He sees the ball here. So when the man comes here, he sees the ball here. So what happens? He sees the ball directly opposite to him at all times. So what happens? Man M sees the ball moving in a circular path, but man A sees the ball stationary because it is always opposite to it. The man M on the ground sees the ball moving in a circular path, while a person standing on the merry-go-round, the person is standing on the merry-go-round, sees the ball is stationary, placed just in front of him at P. So when the man is here, he sees the ball here. When the man is here, sees the ball here, just in front of him. Now, what happens? Suddenly the string is broken, children. At this point, as it was moving, at this point the string is broken and the ball flies away in this path. Now this is the actual path taken by the ball. Man M sees the ball moving in a straight line. But what about man A? When the man A comes to A dash, he sees the ball here. When he comes to A double dash, he sees the ball here. He sees that some force is taking the ball away from him. When the man comes over here at A triple dash, he sees that some force has taken the body away. So as if some force is acting away. It is an imaginary force. Is this force actually acting, children? No. But to the man, it appears that some force is taking it away. So, if the string is cut, the person M standing on the ground will see the ball moving in a straight line. This person sees the ball moving in a straight line along the tangent PT. While the person A, what does the person A see? Person A will see that the ball now moves along the radius in a direction away from the center. It is moving away from the center. Some force is taking it away from the center, radially outward. To him, that force appears as a centrifugal force. But centrifugal force is not a real force. Mind you, it is the feeling of the person A. It is a fictitious force. What do you mean by the term fictitious? Fictitious means virtual force or imaginary force.